Okay, welcome everybody. Before I get started, excuse my volume, you know what I mean? I'm not really using a microphone. I'm using a built-in microphone that's in my laptop. So bear with me. Let's get this out of the way. And welcome. It's been a long time in coming. This is Adversity, aka Misunderstood, aka show you how to develop, whatever you want to call it. But let's get started. Opacity maps and genes, you know what I mean? Like I touched a little bit on opacity maps, you know what I mean, but genes is the topic today. Female genes, you know what I mean? I haven't really got any requests for male genes or anything like that, but I really haven't been developing, so excuse me if I am a little bit rusty. But let's get started. First, you want to make sure you have your UV map, which is this here. Make sure you have it. I mean, I guess you can grab it from anywhere. Just go to a mesh and just get one, as long as it looks like this. You know what I mean? Because basically they're all the same, unless you're working on, is it called, I don't know what it's called. It's like the smallest size. You know what I mean? Like with no behind at all, no kind of booty, no kind of hiney or anything. But this right here should work for Rep, BM, XXL, XBM. I mean, all of the sizes. I don't know if they changed up to Cara. I don't know if any of them changed up. It's been a while, and they stay changing the names of the same exact sizes. But and what's the other one? Delilah, and then there's another one. But I'm pretty sure it's many more. But I'm pretty positive and pretty confident that all of them go by this UV map. Then you want to get your map right here. I don't know if you'll be able to find this or if you already have it, but it would be a good idea to have it. It's the guidelines on which you show the difference between general audience, which is GA, or AP, which is SS Pass, or I just adult permission. You know what I mean? But it really stands for SS Pass. But yeah, the red area, it doesn't take a genius. That's the area in which has to be covered in order for it to be, for the item to be GA, general audience. And if it's not covered, I mean, I guess you just call it adult permission. But let's get started. Basically, what we're going to do, as I said, I am rusty. We're going to let's just zoom out. Excuse me. This is a GIMP tutorial, and it will be quite long. But my friends, my subscribers, I should say, they asked for it, so let's get started. Let's get it started. Black Eyed Peas. Okay, first we're gonna get the map, the region map. Let's call it the region map. Like as far as the permissions on GA and AP, let's just turn that opacity down. Let's turn it down so we still see that red. You know what I mean? Let's turn it down so you're able to see the guidelines or whatever. And your UV map, you'll be able to see everything. So basically, there is my preference of the jeans is the lower waist. You know what I mean? Like say right there by the penny line. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's showing a little booty crack. You know what I mean? But it's not on this game. But those are my preference of jeans that I like to make. But I tend to find out that people love the high waist jeans. So I mean, you just have to adapt accordingly. And let's start off with the matter of fact, we have all of those guidelines. So I'm gonna just go ahead and back that out so we can see the UAV. I mean, not UAV. I'm thinking Call of Duty. The UV map. We have the UV map here, but you're going to create a new layer. Go ahead and name that layer, whatever. Let's name it jeans for now. Jeans. Excuse me. And what I usually do, I usually use the path tool. I use that to create, and my color would be white, being that this will be the opacity. And if you want to do the high waist jeans, I would start from here. You're basically going to trace everything out. Trace it on out as such, and then here's a trick. You know what I mean? You can trace it on out, and if you want it to be perfect, of course, you can trace it all the way around, but I'm going to just cut here and just keep going down, down, just keep tracing it. And again, excuse the volume, because I did a few tests and I am pretty loud and I can't talk any softer, so just bear with me. You're basically gonna, and then as I'm tracing this out, and I say you wanted to make shorts, these are going to be jeans. You wanted to make shorts right here, you could have just cut it off right here at this line. Of course, that's where your a little bit of booty cheek would be showing, your pocket area would be here, but we're doing jeans. You get the gist. Or you want to do capris, you can cut it off like here or maybe here. I mean, you get what I'm saying. But we're going to go ahead and do the jeans because that was highly requested. You can basically just go ahead and once you finish, you bring your path tool back to where you started and you click on that dot. Then you press enter. Then you have this region selected in which you press enter on, as you can see clearly. Let me make the UV map visible once again. Then you're going to make sure your jeans, your new layer, whatever you named it, make sure it's selected. Then what you're going to do, you're going to take white. You can either take white and place it in there, or you can press control and comma, and it automatically fills that area, as you can see. And I did say this was just going to be jeans, but I'm making an opacity map right now, in which you will have to anyway. Then you can basically select none. And one thing about the paths tool, you can't keep the paths tool selected once you deselect that region. You have to click on another tool. I'm going to click on move. That's just in habit. And I'm going to, you know what I mean, and always click move the active layer, because yeah, it's beneficial. I recommend that. But getting off topic, but basically, once you get this side here, this is going to be your high waist jeans. You're going to take this layer, you're going to duplicate it. Of course, duplicate it. Now, after duplicating that layer, you're going to go to layer, you're going to go to transform, and you're going to flip that horizontally. And there you go. There's your jean opacity. Of course, it's a little fuzzy down there, but I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right, people. Then, finally, but not least, we're going to go to layer. And we're going to merge the two layers, so you then have one layer. You can, of course, turn opacity down. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and turn this opacity down. Now we're going to go ahead and get it to the gist. And then as I'm looking at it, this may not be a long video, but I mean, it's going to be long enough, and hopefully it'll be very beneficial to everyone that is subscribed and future subscriptions. So basically, let's carry on. Now we can make our general guidelines. We can make that visible, and as you can see, this red area is still quite okay. Let me check something right quick. This red area is still quite okay. Something is not right here. I think I have the wrong bottoms. Okay, put it like this. The bottoms, they should be the same, I guarantee it, but this looks slightly off. Like this red area right here, right up in here, it should be, the UV map should be pushed down a little bit more. As seen right here, it should be pushed down a little bit more to even it up, you know what I mean? But we're gonna undo that. But you get the preference, because usually when I start off, I usually start with this map here. I don't usually use the UV map, because this map here, if you get this texture right here, this example, it is a great grid line for where everything is. Right here will clearly be your knees. That's the feet and everything. I don't really deal with that, but this right here, this area right here in the middle, never have that colored, you know what I mean, or anything, because that area right there is the neck, if I'm not mistaken. My memory serves me clearly, that is the neck. So this area right here below the crotch area, well, not really crotch area, but the vaginal area right there, that is the neck area. So basically, what I should have done was I should have just started from this map instead of this UV map, because this map right here, you can just do everything from here. You wouldn't even need a UV map, if you understand what I'm saying. But nonetheless, it's still pretty much decent. And what we're going to do, just to be certain and just to be sure, we're going to, because the legs match up perfectly. As you can see, the legs, the thighs, everything matches up perfectly. But what we're going to do, just to be sure, we're going to get our paint tool or whatever tool you want, and we're going to paint in this red area so we don't have any access past any adult permission mistakes, you know what I mean, because a lady can be twerking and doing whatever, and God knows you can see her coochie, you know what I mean, or a black on red jeans and you see black in between her legs, and it's because the opacity wasn't, you know what I mean, it wasn't really clearly, I mean, you get the gist of things. It wasn't clearly colored in, or the opacity wasn't clearly measured in correctly. But moving on, because I'm just babbling right now, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. We got the jeans here, and then of course what we did, we highlighted it. I mean, well, we deselected the UV map, and now I'm going to bring the UV map back because it's a perfect guideline as well as this. But I mean, to each his own. Basically, we're going to create a new layer. Moving on, create a new layer, and basically what we're going to do is we can start with let's say the back pockets. Let's start with the back pockets. What we're going to do, the back pockets, usually folks don't really like, they don't really start off making back pockets. I'm not really good with the back pockets, but I mean, you can be simple with the back pockets. You understand? Matter of fact, before we even get there, what we're going to do, we're gonna go back to this layer, the jeans layer. We're gonna go to layers, transparency, alpha to selection. That selects that entire layer. We're gonna go to the new layer, and what we're going to do, we're going to fill this layer. We're going to fill this layer with, let's say, what color do we want? We're gonna no, not a color. We're gonna fill it with a texture. And your texture, your gene textures, go online, go to Google, type in gene textures for GIMP, and I think Dev's Art, or whatever it's called. You have downloadable gene textures, and these gene textures that I have, they're not really, I don't really like them, because I look back at the genes that I've done, and they don't really, you know what I mean, they're okay, you know what I mean, but like compared to all of these female developers and everything, they have some bomb genes, you know what I mean. So yeah, females, ladies, males, you're getting this from a male's perspective, you know what I mean. So you have to bear with me, but nonetheless, we're going to use a dark blue right here. Select your gene texture after you downloaded it, or if you already have the texture or whatever. Select it and make sure your new layer is selected as well. And this time, instead of filling it with control comma, we're going to do control semicolon, and there we go. Let's zoom out so you can see that a little better. Zoom out. There's your gene texture on that new layer. Excuse me. We're gonna label that texture. Spelled that wrong. Texture. We're gonna label that texture. Then we're gonna, of course, go to select none, and voila. Like if you want to just make some jeans with no pockets or anything, there you go. There's your jeans, no detail to them or anything. There you go. Of course, that looks like a little penis there, but we all know what's going on. And moving on. I'm moving on because I don't want this video to be too long, you know what I mean, too long. But basically the texture layer selected, we're going to lower that opacity, therefore we can see what we're dealing with. Of course we want to zoom back in. Okay, zoom back in, and then as far as your belts go, you would really have to play with that to get it how you want it to go. But basically I'm going to show you the basics, you know what I mean. Take a path tool. Use your path tool. That's your best friend. That's my best friend, so I advise you to use it. You're going to create a new layer, transparent layer, of course. And what we're going to do, we're going to use black. We're going to use black as the color. And what we're going to do is we're going to let's do a straight line. Let's do a straight line as far as the belt line is concerned. A straight line. It's about here. Make sure. I think this is correct. It's not really a straight line, but according to the map, I mean, once you put it on your 3D avatar, or when you apply the texture, it would perhaps look correct, or you could make it a straight line. I'm not sure, because as I said, I am a bit rusty, but you will learn, and you will learn as you go on. Just practice with it. Basically, I'm just showing you how to just do the genes from scratch. Now, how I used to do it, I used to go to Google and I used to get the genes and fit it to this UV map. You know what I mean? Which people stopped. I mean, people really started making them from scratch. And a female that I was talking to on IMVU, she asked me to try it. You know what I mean? Just try to make something from scratch. And ever since then, that's what I've been doing. I have been improving, but like as I said, I fell off a little bit. I haven't been dealing with IMVU, but nonetheless, let's move on. What we're going to do here, we're going to go to stroke path. Once you get that line, that crooked line, straight line, however you prefer, we're going to stroke the path. We're going to turn down the line width to 3, let's say 3, and we're going to stroke it with black. And of course, you're not going to see that right now, but of course, we're going to click the move tool. The move tool, and we're going to deselect everything. Oh my God, it did not. Oh my God, it did not. It did not save. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's go from here to here. Stroke path. Uh-oh, what just happened? Okay, sorry. Stroke path. Let's stroke it. Okay, is something selected? Okay, let me hold up. Select none. Oh yeah, something I had selected something. Okay, going back, just disregard that. Stroke path. Your color black, and voila, we're gonna hit the move tool, and there's your black line. And of course, we're gonna repeat the steps of duplicating that layer, transform, flip horizontally, and there we go. There, right there, produces your somewhat belt line, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna raise the texture opacity so you see what I mean. And there we go. Of course, we're gonna merge these two layers right here, merge them. And you just play with the belt line. Like, you can change the layer mode right here. That seems like to be a decent layer mode. Overlay and soft light are the two that I mainly use. Or you could just turn the opacity down of the normal layer mode. As you can see, turn it down to about 50. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. Turn it down to about 50. Now we're going to lower the opacity of the texture map once again. And now let's move on with this video. Let's try to get to an end. We're going to create the back pockets. I know I said I was going to do that first, but man, you know me. I just jump from topic to topic. We're going to basically draw pockets. You know what I mean? However you want to draw your pockets, it doesn't matter. No jeans are perfect. You know what I mean? No jeans are perfect at all. Okay, we're gonna go back. Okay, just draw that half of a angle or whatever you want to call it, whatever that is right there. Just draw that and go ahead and stroke your path. This time we're gonna lower it to 2. You know what I mean? Because we don't want it to be too fat. Stroke it, and we're gonna hit the move tool just to deselect the path tool options. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the path tool and finish off this back pocket. We're going to stroke the path. Okay, stroke. Then we're going to hit the move tool. Then we're going to lower this opacity down to about 50, which your measurement should be the same. Yep, 52.5, 52.5. Now we're going to increase the texture map, and voila, there's your back pockets. Now you will have to play with this because I'm pretty sure that's too far, or that may be perfect. I'm not sure. I'm going to show you a jean texture after I finish. But there you go. Next up, oh well, of course you're going to duplicate this, layer, transform, flip horizontally, and there you go. You have jeans. Well, you have jeans with pockets right there. There you go. That's basically what you do. Let's go ahead and layer, merge down. Let's go ahead and name this B pockets. B pockets right there. Bop, 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 bop. Now you see it. Now you don't. Okay, just playing around. Let's call that belt line or whatever. I'm not really going to get into detail about the belt because I mean you basically get the gist. There's where your waist is. Excuse me. And once you apply it to the 3D measure, it's not going to look right. You're going to have to try to adjust it at a certain angle. You will see once you get to it. Create a new layer. And now what we're going to do is, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm going strictly off of memory, in which my memory isn't too, you know what I mean, I don't want to say bright, but isn't too clear, you know what I mean. But instead of going there, let's go ahead and go here first. I'll create a new layer. Of course, layers are your best friend. Stroke path. What we're going to do from here, from the belt line, is we're going to draw a line, like a diagonal line from the belt line to the vaginal area, and then we're going to select it, and we're going to like curve it, as you just seen me do. I'm going to stroke that path. Let's keep it at 2. Black stroke path. and select the move tool, and we're going to lower that opacity to about 50, or go to overlay or soft glow mode. Let's say 52.5. Got it there perfectly. And as usual, we're going to, just to make sure that it looks properly, looks, you know what I mean, how you want it to look. That right there. And then how else did we have it? Okay, that's right right there. And with that same layer, you can get it as far as like a zipper or whatever. But how am I going to do this? We're going to go from here to here. We're going to curve this layer right here, curve it, stroke path as usual, and there we go. The same thing right there. Now what we're going to do right here, since we're already here, I'm just losing track of layers right now, but you can follow along. We can go here, 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 and we can stroke that path, stroke it real hard, stroke it right there. There we go. As you can see, I'm coming along with this item right now, but you can always go to Google and get a button and paste it here, but I'm just going to use a black dot. I'm going to create a new layer, of course. Create a new layer, and I'm going to create a black dot right here as far as your button goes. That's your button for your jeans, and voila, you have the zipper or whatever, and then the pockets and the back pockets, that is, and voila. And now we're going to create another layer. Of course, name your layers as you go along, because you're going to have a lot of layers. Now we're going to decrease the texture opacity, so I see what I am doing. And now from there, we're going to create the side lines, like the lines that be on the side. Okay, I created a new layer. I had to make sure that was a brand new layer. We're going to create those lines, in which we're going to go from here to here. And of course, you will have to play with it. No, let's undo that. We're going to go from here to here, in which, let me highlight this, decrease that. Okay, that isn't neat. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. Okay, either or. We're going to carry along. You get the gist of things. We're going to take this right here, and we're going to stroke that path as usual to that black as usual, and we're going to select that move tool. We're going to decrease this opacity to 52.2 or 50 or whatever opacity you want to lower it to. We're going to take that layer. We're going to duplicate that layer. We're going to layer, transform, flip horizontally, and voila. You have your. We're going to merge. Go ahead and merge this layer, merge down. Now we're going to go to our texture and increase our opacity, and voila. Now you have your jeans right here. You have your lines or whatever. And basically, I should have duplicated those layers more than once, so I can do this step in which I'm about to do right now. But we're going to go back to texture, decrease the opacity, and of course, there's always two sides to it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the path tool again, and we're going to stroke it from here to here, as far as the back lines go, side lines. Stroke path, keep it at 2. The move tool, lower the opacity down to 52, 50, or whatever you have. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that layer, and you know the next step, we're going to go to transform, flip horizontally, and voila. Of course, we have to go to layer and merge those two layers. Now what we're going to do is increase the texture's opacity, and there we go. And there we go. Lastly but not least, we're gonna decrease the layers, those lines. You can layer those lines. You can merge those lines down together. Therefore, they're all one layer. Lastly but not least, we're gonna draw some detail as far as the front pockets go. Of course, we want to decrease the texture's opacity right there. And that's why I drew those lines first, because what we're going to do is we're going to use those lines that we use, this line right here, and we're going to draw stroke it from here to here. We're going to curve that right here, just like that, and we're going to stroke that path, of course, to 2. and we're going to hit the move tool. Opacity 52.5 right there. We're going to increase that texture just so you see what just came out. There we go. We're going to duplicate that layer, transform, flip horizontally, and voila, there's your jeans. That's right, there's your jeans, people. And of course we're going to layer, merge down, and of course you can add your detail to them. These are your jeans, basic, making the jeans, you know what I mean, maybe off a little bit, but you will get a perfect pair of jeans if you follow these guidelines and play with it, of course, with your 3D avatar or whatever. And if you wanted to add detail, let's just go ham and detail. Basically, like when you get a dark, it depends on what you want. Like if you want to make these darker, you would take your brush, use your fuzzy brush, you know what I mean, scale it however big you want, scale it, and what you would do, you would take a line. That's too small, I don't want that small. Let's do 3. You would take it and you would hold the shift button and go down accordingly, just like that. You would probably put a dot there, maybe put a dot there, and what you would do is yes, that right there, you would want to duplicate that layer, that detail layer, of course, layer, transform, everything. Every step is very repetitive, you know what I mean. That's what you would do right there. And basically you're going to take those 2 layers, you're going to merge them down. This is for your detail, you know what I mean. And now all you're going to do is you can either lower your opacity like such, or of course you can go to layer mode and play with that. If you wanted it, if you wanted them like the white color, like if you wanted to make it white, you know what I mean, you can do that. Or you could have used white and lowered the opacity so they would have been lighter. You know what I mean? We're gonna go to see, overlay. Overlay does the lower opacity for you. Excuse me if I'm confusing you or anything, but I mean basically that's the gist of things right there. And basically we can take that layer, lower the scale of this brush, and we can basically like add our own touch to it or whatever, however we want to do that. You know what I mean? Go crazy. You know what I mean? Go crazy. And like up in this area, I mean, say you wanna let's switch it to white. Let's switch it to white and add some more detail. Let's make sure I'm doing this correctly. Some more detail. Let's put a white line there, maybe a white line here, white line here. I think this is the back of the leg. Maybe some white up in here, and maybe a dot right there. No. We don't want a dot right there. We want a smaller dot right there because it's going to get duplicated and it's going to be bigger. Maybe a little bigger than that. Okay. Now we're going to duplicate this layer, transform, and you can also your detail, like how I just done it. You can also Gaussian blur it, which is filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and that would help it out too. That would make it creative as well. We're going to merge these layers down, merge down, lower the opacity. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna go ahead and go to overlay or soft light, whatever. We're gonna go to filters and we're gonna Gaussian blur this. We may have to put it below the black layer. But you get what I'm saying. I'm basically giving you a gist of the black and the white detail. White makes it lighter, black makes it darker, of course. And there you go. You're gonna Gaussian blur it to whatever fits you. You know what I mean? And then you can duplicate it to make it, to bring it out, just like such. And of course, this black, you can lower it. You know what I mean? Lower the opacity. You know what I mean? So you do have a touch of anything. I don't know why I put these dots right here, because that is not pretty at all. Those dots are not pretty at all. There we go. So basically, you can differ from the light blue with the like bleach like stains and enhance it more with the white brush, or you can keep the black brush and get rid of your white, and voila. I hope this video wasn't too complicated to understand and to follow, and I'm sorry for the limit on it, but I hope this helped. I really hope this helped. Excuse me. Of course, let's go back to your opacity. This would be your opacity of the white. Excuse me. course, you deselect everything, your details, your lines, everything. You would deselect everything. And again, excuse my volume. I don't know if it's too loud again still, but you get the gist. Your opacity would be white as usual, and of course, anything that's black on the opacity map is absent. Black, of course, is the absence of color. So, I mean, this is your opacity map, and this is your magnificent, fabulous, gorgeous, diligently prepared, magnificent, beautiful, what else is there? Amazing texture. I think those are all of it. Be sure to give this video a like. If you want to dislike it, let me know. You know what I mean? Let me know why you dislike the video or whatever. Subscribers are wanted. You know what I mean? I really do appreciate it. Like this video. I think it's maybe 20 minutes. This may have been more than 20 minutes. Maybe a 30-minute video. But either or, follow me on Instagram at Dread55. I mean, it's just what it is. Like, you know what I mean? I'm here to help. Hopefully this is helping someone out there create better, because creating can be a bitch. You know what I mean? You can't ask certain developers because they're bitches. They don't, excuse my language, they don't want to help. You know what I mean? But I am here to help. And I finally found time to really create a video to try to make a tutorial. Basic jeans setup. I repeat, basic jeans setup. You know what I mean? The jeans aren't going to be perfect, especially when you're starting out. But of course, you know what I mean? And let me add a little touch right here. I mean, of course, you're going to make a new layer for it, but right here, let me do a new layer, like right here where the lines are. Right here, you can make your little buttons. You know what I mean? Your little buttons right here that go to the jeans. Your little buttons, and also the buttons on the back pocket. You know what I mean? Your buttons. You can do it with the marker. I mean the brush, or you can go to Google and actually get an image to you know what I mean? Cut it out, whatever, and paste it there. And you can put your little logo on the back pocket. You know what I mean? Put your little logo on the back pocket or whatever. Z. You know what I mean? However, and of course your lines. You do that yourself with the belt lines or whatever. That's just me going into it, but yeah. I hope this video helped, and thank everybody for watching. Peace.